Hey, what's up everyone? So today Sega released some info on the official website concerning balance changes for all classes coming soon in October 5th actually. So I think that's pretty cool. I wanted to go over a few important details about this. But before we jump into it, I want to mention likes and comments are easy things you can do to help push my content to a wider audience. So please take a second down below. Let me know how I'm doing, and while you're there, if you're not, please subscribe. It's a free way of helping support my channel. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's jump into it, y'all. So one of the first things I want to cover about this that's a really big thing I don't want anyone to miss out on is if we go to the very, very bottom of this page, we can see in the red print here, it's going to say, due to the changes above, players will receive and then reset all skills, an item that resets your character's current skill trees. What's really cool about this is you get one of these skill tree reset passes per character that you have. Every player in PSO2 NGS has the ability to make 3 characters for free. So even if you're not planning on playing your alts, you should still make your extra 2 characters for free just so you get more of these skill tree reset passes. So the character creation limit is 30, so you could actually have 30 characters, which would give you 30 skill tree reset passes. But it costs money for each character that you have beyond 3. So most players are just going to have the three for free and get the free reset passes that way. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and scroll back up to the top here. We're going to read over a little bit of some of the changes here. Now, I don't particularly play every class here, so I don't have a huge opinion on everything we're going to be going over. But I would like you, the viewers, to leave some comments below and tell me what you think of these changes. Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? What's your opinions on them? Just leave that below. We'll go over some of that. Alright, so here with Hunter, a lot of these changes are going to be pretty similar. You can see Hunter Art's perfect parry, extend the time in which attacks are negated when a Photon Art is activated, so you get a bigger window of the iframe there, I guess. Assault charge and partisan parry, alternate assault, increased potency, that's always a good thing. Sword adjustments enabled left to right movement in steps 1 through 4 of normal sword attacks and carrying out aerial attacks. Increased potency of step 5 of the sword normal attacks. That's really good to know because the step 5 of the sword normal attacks really good. Extended guard points in all directions for step 5 of sword normal attacks. That's nice too. Increased potency of sword photon blast. It seems like every class is getting photon blast love. We're just going to be seeing a bunch of that actually. Expanded the attack range of sword photon blast. That's another photon blast adjustment. Okay, so when we go to sword photon art, spiral edge, increased potency. So this is also for twisting zapper. Increased potency, adjusted potency allocation, relaxed cancelization timing for both charged and uncharged weapon actions. So that means you should be able to guard easier, like weapon cancel into a guard, which is nice, so you're not just like animation locked as much anymore. That's what I'm taking from this. Caliber streak, increased potency. Hey, we always like more potency, that's good. Relentless cleave. This one got a lot here. Increased potency, adjusted potency allocation. It looks like a lot of this is the same too. Left and right movement for charged and uncharged attacks, so you can get more movability. Maybe get out of escape from the damage as much. Removed attack potency, attenuation over distance for charged attacks. Added guard points in all directions for charged attacks. So quite a bit of like love when it comes to like survivability, I would say, and being able to get out of like your moves. They're definitely making things easier. Wired lance adjustments. Added a period of invulnerability of guard for step 4 of wired lance. Kind of the same similar things with the sword. Added a period of invulnerability and guard points in all directions. Wired weapons when actions performing a forward facing variant attack. Increased potency of rear facing variant attacks of wired lance weapon actions. Wired lance is pretty neat, I like this. Added a period of invulnerability to rear facing variant attacks with the wired lance weapon actions. Increased potency of wired lance photon blast, so that's more photon blast buffs. And here's the Photon Arts. We're going to get Vein Mixture, increased potency, Hellish Fall, added a period of invulnerability and guard points in all directions to uncharged attacks. And then here we go with partisan adjustments. Enabled left to right movements in steps 1 through 3 of partisan normal attacks when carrying out aerial attacks. Increased potency. Step 4 of partisan normal attacks. Pretty similar things like we got with the sword and the wire lance. Expanded attack range of step 4 partisan normal attacks. Extended guard points. Seems to be a popular thing. Updated partisan weapon actions to generate a period of invulnerability upon a successful guard. So that means a period of invulnerability with a successful guard means that, from what I'm taking from this, when you guard, you're going to be able to charge a PA and be invincible for the time being while you're charging that PA. That's what it sounds like to me, which is cool. That should be a thing. Increased potency for the photon blast and range. That's another one of those things. The following adjustments will be made to partisan Photon Arts. So it looks like they just increased the potency of every partisan Photon Art here. There's really not much else to say about it. So that's nice changes for Hunter. Hunter got a lot of love. I actually really liked Hunter a lot back when the game came out, and I started playing it. It was my favorite before Force. So maybe I'll go back to it and try it out again at some point here. So let's go over fighter balance adjustments. And here's the for the skill tree adjustments, we're going to get acceleration drive at a period of invulnerability, saber parry counter, and saber parry another counter, increased movement distance. So you're going to get a little bit more mobility, I guess, with the double saber. Okay, and then the twin dagger adjustments, they're going to twin dagger weapon actions to generate a period of invulnerability upon a successful guard. Same thing like we was going over before with the Hunter. You should be able to, after you do a successful guard, you should be invincible when starting up a PA, is how I'm taking this. So it sounds like to me. Increased potency of twin dagger photon blast and the range of photon blast, so it's more photon blast buffs. Every class, every weapon seems to have photon blast adjustments this time around. And then for Photon Arts, we have circling buzzards getting potency increased. Adjusted potency allocation. I'm not quite sure what that means. I guess like during the PA, certain parts of it's going to do more damage that didn't before, because I believe this is a multi-hit PA if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a fighter main, so I don't really know all these PAs. Helsia's Cut. Increased potency allocation, expanded attack range of the shockwave portion of the second half. That sounds nice. Improve the shockwave portion of the second half of the attack so that it hits multiple enemies. That also sounds like a nice change for fighter. Pirata Ripper, I don't even know how to read that. Limber Figure, increased potency, adjusted allocation throughout it too, because it's a multi-hit, I'm assuming. And then double saber adjustments, they have extended guard points in all directions, step 4 of normal attacks. Kind of the same things that we're getting in most of these other melee weapons we're seeing here, really. Photon blast, increase in damage and range and movement. That's always a good thing, I guess. I'm wondering how much damage is going to get added to these photon blasts, honestly. It should be cool. And then for the Photon Arts, for the double saber EPAs, we have Unchained Circle is going to be expanded range and extra guard points in the second half in all directions. So I think before this, like, actually might be like a good AoE, perhaps? We can hope. Maybe they'll finally be like a good AoE move to do for like bursting or something instead of like pulling out like some other weapon. Quick Gash added a point of invulnerability to the first half and second half, so a little bit more invincibility. I'm kind of surprised they didn't increase like damage of double saber. From what I've heard from other people, like double sabers don't do the best damage. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just like a bad opinion from some others. I'm not sure. Let me know below what you all think. I think more potency is always a good thing though. Knuckle adjustments, so a lot of people are big fans of these, me included. The little bit I have played a fighter, I really like Knuckles, so I'm excited to see these. It says extended guard points in all directions for step 5 of the normal Knuckle attacks, which is a big hitting attack. That's nice to see. Relax hit stop when attacked by an enemy in step 5 of the Knuckles normal attack. That's also cool. Increase potency of Knuckles Photon Blast and the range of the Photon Blast. That's same deal everything's getting. And then for the Photon Arts, we've got Swift Rush is getting more damage, and then 1,000 Blows, Double Drive, increased potency, and adjusted the potency allocation, so all of the hits is going to get more damage overall, I suppose, or some of the hits are going to hit more now than the others do or something. That's what it sounds like. And then Ranger looks like it got a lot of love with these adjustments here, so we're going to go over this. It's going to have Blight Rounds, increased motion speed, relaxed cancelization timing for weapon actions. So that sounds good. Launcher Blight Rounds, increased motion speed, and mitigated drop timing. So I guess when you do it, you won't drop as far, like if you're up in the sky or something. That's what it sounds like to me. Alright, and then we have assault rifle adjustments. Updated invulnerability, duration, activation, timing for assault rifle weapon actions. Updated assault rifle weapon actions to extend invulnerability duration upon a successful dodge. So kind of similar to some of the other things that we saw before with the melee, to when you do a successful dodge, you'll be invincible for a while. That sounds nice. Relaxed attack cancelization timing for assault rifle weapon actions. Relaxed sidestep cancelization timing and weapon cancellation timing for assault rifle weapon actions. A lot of this is pretty similar stuff to the melee, really. I'm expecting to see more of this when we get to the launcher, probably too. Sped up variant timing for rifle grenadier, class skill, and assault rifle weapon actions. I know a lot of people like this, even like for gunners. Like some gunners I know, like non-pawn, for example, like to sub ranger and use the rifle grenades. So I'm assuming that this will benefit him some too. And all you gunner ranger mains out there that enjoy using the grenade from the rifle in between your TMG shots might be pretty nice. Mitigated drop for assault rifle weapon actions when enemies within a certain range. Increased potency of the photon blast and the range of the photon blast. More of the same stuff there. Okay, so the Photon Arts skip quite a bit of changes here. Razzing shot gets reduced PP cost. Relaxed sidestep canceling for both charged and uncharged. That's nice. So you can, it's relaxed for even when you're charging. That's good. Relaxed cancellation timings for both weapon actions. You can now jump the instant you start charging. That sounds huge. That's actually really cool. You can now cancel when performing a weapon action while charging. That also sounds nice. Homing darts. Looks like increased potency and allocation as well. So throughout the PA, it's going to do different like damage from before. More sidestep canceling. You can, and for the weapon action canceling too, you can now jump the instant you start charging. Another good change. You can now cancel when performing a weapon action while charging. That's good too. Adjust it to, for blaze shot, we got adjusted potency, some more potency, extended invulnerability duration. That's always a good thing. More survivability. Relaxed cancellation timing for weapon actions. A lot of this stuff is kind of similar across the board for these PAs. Revolt aim, same thing again. Relaxed timings, jump the instant you start charging. You can now cancel when performing a weapon action while charging. That's good. So launcher adjustments, we got relaxed sidestep canceling again for steps 1 through 3 of launcher normal attacks. Relaxed sidestep cancellation for normal attacks when performing a charged attack. Increased potency of potency and range of the photon blast. So kind of a similar thing there again. And then we got for the Photon Arts for the launcher, Fear Eraser added sidestep cancellation timing, increased turning speed when starting and while attacking, added a forward guard point when finishing the attack. So if there's a forward guard point when finishing the attack, I guess as long as you're like pointed in the direction of the enemy, if it does an attack towards you, it's going to just block it, is what I'm taking from this. Or I guess it's not exactly like invulnerability, so if the attack comes from behind or like underneath or from an angle or something, you'll probably still get knocked out of it. That's probably going to be pretty wonky. Usually like forward guard things, if the release of Braver is anything to go off of, if y'all remember how Braver's counter was, the beginning of that, if you got hit from something slightly from the side, it would just still hit you. So this sounds really nice, but I'm sure it's going to be a little weird. The Multi-Lunge, increased potency, that's nice. Increased, relaxed the sidestep cancellation timing, added a period of invulnerability and a forward guard point when finishing the attack. So same thing like with the Fear Eraser with the guard point. Divine Impact added a forward guard point to both charged and uncharged attacks, and just like what we went over before with the guard points. Relaxed sidestep cancellation for uncharged attacks. Relaxed hit stop when attacked by an enemy while performing an uncharged attack. Relaxed hit stop when attacked by an enemy. That's an interesting one. Okay, so then Gunner balance. They didn't really do an awful lot with Gunner here. For the skill tree, we have Rising Drive, added a period of invulnerability. Stylish Roll Counter Bullet, relaxed attack angles, adjust the position where attacks activate to make it easier to hit moving enemies. And then for the Twin Machine Gun adjustments, it says that they increase the potency of Twin Machine Gun Photon Blast and also the range of the Photon Blast, just like all the other classes it seems getting the Photon Blast love. It says the following adjustments will be made to Twin Machine Gun Photon Arts. So Bullet Rave, they're adding a forward guard point and period of invincibility to both charged and uncharged attacks. That's actually pretty cool. I'm just surprised that they didn't increase like any of the damage per se though. And then Aimless Rain, they expanded attack range. So again, it's like a little bit of quality of life there. It's not like anything like huge. I do think that the guard points are pretty nice. The guard points and invincibility, that's always a good thing to have. I'm kind of sad that they didn't increase like any of the potency when it comes to like Twin Machine Gun stuff though. I feel like they could have got a little bit of love there at least. And then, okay, so here we go for my class, which is Force. And rod adjustments, well, rod already feels really good, so all we got is increased potency of the Photon Blast. Well, I'll take it. Hey, I can't complain. I enjoy my force with the rod in there. And so then the Talus adjustments, they've been doing a lot of love to Talus lately. Like I just recently started using Talus again, and I do find it like pretty nice. So seeing even more stuff here is like really cool. Extended invulnerability duration for the weapon actions. I didn't even know that there was an invulnerability duration for the weapon actions, so that's nice. They're increasing it to be even better, more lenient. Updated Talus weapon actions to extend the vulnerability duration upon a successful dodge. So that should go back to the melee thing, to when we do a successful weapon action, it's going to leave us invulnerable, so we can, like, our next like PA should be invincible. Increased photon blast range and damage. Adjust the effect indicating, oh, this is a good one. Adjust the effect indicating when the end of the duration of the deployed Talus effect for Talus Photon Art is drawing near, to make it easier to recognize. So I believe this skill lasts for 30 seconds, but unless you're just counting in your head, you really have no idea when it's going to actually run out and need to get reset, unless there's something on the screen, which sounds like they're going to be adding. That's actually really, really nice. That's a really good quality of life for Talus. Okay, and then Tector probably is getting the most love out of all of these classes here. There is like a wall of text here to go over with Tector. All right, so we got wand adjustments. Increased movement distance for steps 1 through 3 of wand normal attacks. Increased motion speed for step 3 of wand normal attacks. Added a forward guard point to step 3 of wand normal attacks. Extended guard points in all directions in step 4 of wand normal attacks. Increased movement distance of wand weapon actions. Extended the guard receptive period for wand weapon actions. Updated wand weapon actions to generate a period of invulnerability upon a successful guard. Expanded attack range of wand's photonic fury. Increased fused technique gauge accumulation for wand's photonic fury. Relaxed cancelization timing of weapon actions for wand technique activations. Increased potency of wand photon blast. Expanded the range of photon blast. Increased the movement speed of wand photon blast. Increased the turning performance during wand photon blast attacks. This one's actually, it got like 4 different things done to the photon blast here. This is like some huge changes for wand and Tector in particular. I know my buddy Complex Zero, he's gonna really enjoy seeing some of this stuff. He says the following adjustments will be made to wand Photon Arts. So for Swift Smash, we have a big list of things here again. Increase the potency, sidestep canceling for both charged and uncharged attacks, relax canceling timing for both charged and uncharged during weapon actions. That's actually really, really nice. I remember the little bit that I played with wand, I wanted that to be a thing, so it looks like it is now. That's great. Increased movement distance for both charged and uncharged attacks. When enemies are within a certain range, added a forward guard point to both charged and uncharged attacks. That's nice. That's actually really cool. Relaxed hit stop when attacking an enemy during a charge attack. Okay, when attacked by an enemy. That's also good. So wave crash, increase the damage, increase sidestep cancelization timing for both the weapon action and just normal, added effect to prevent launch and knockback during the activation motion. Added an effect to prevent launch and knockback during the activation motion. So that's kind of like base PSO2 had with the where it had like Massive Hunter kind of built into the PA. That's actually really, really nice. When activated on the ground, area markers will no longer appear after the attack. Okay, I have no idea what that is. Braver, so everybody kind of considers Braver Katana one of the strongest things in the game, so I'm not surprised to see the only thing that's getting buffed here is just Photon Blast. So yeah, at least there's no nerfs. I'm happy. I never want Sega to nerf things. I only want them to buff things. Let's buff other classes to make, bring them up to the same level. So that's good to see. So for the bow adjustments, it says we're going to have relaxed sidestep canceling timing for the weapon action and for both charged and uncharged bow attacks. That sounds really good because that's probably a big part of bow play, I would imagine. I haven't done a lot of bow play myself, but I know that you do have to charge a lot of the attacks for it. Extended invulnerability during bow weapon actions, that's always good. Mitigated drop for bow weapon actions when enemies are within a certain range, that's also nice. Increase the potency of the photon blast. I'm kind of going all around the board with that. For the Photon Arts, we got Flex Arrow, more sidestep canceling for both charged and uncharged weapon actions. Extended the forward guard point when 2-stage charged. Okay. That's nice. So when you're actually charged up, if there's a second stage of the charge, you're going to have a guard point on you. That's good. So you'll be able to block an attack and basically just shoot your thing free. That's going to be nice. Frenzied Firework. More sidestep canceling, relax canceling, uncharged weapon actions, attacks, kind of the same things here with all these PAs really. Expanded attack range with charged, that's nice. Dimensional ray, more sidestep canceling and weapon action canceling, as well as uncharged and charged weapon actions attacks. Reduced time to charge, that's also nice. Ceaseless draw, relaxed sidestep action cancellation timing for both, and also for the charged and uncharged weapon action attacks. So that stuff's pretty nice. I'm actually surprised it doesn't really show anything about bow damage being increased, because I feel like there is like an overabundance of katana bravers, but there's not a lot of bow users out there really. So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't buff some of the damage to make this in particular go higher. Maybe they just didn't want to make bravery just too OP, because it's already really good considering how good katana is. All right, so on to bouncer. Looks like the only thing they're getting here for is blade arts parry relaxed attack angles. Okay, and then sword blade adjustments, increase potency of the photon blast and the range of the photon blast. So not a lot going on here for soaring blades, sadly. Jet boots, this kind of affects me because I do force bouncer, so I do use jet boots. Increase potency of the photon blast, increase the range of the photon blast. Okay, and then for the Photon Arts, it looks like they just increased the potency of everything but Surging Gale. I believe it was Surging Gale is what the name was. Spinning Gust, Violent Gale, Fierce Wave. So they increased damage of all those. And then lastly, we got Waker balance adjustments. Class skill adjustments is linear drive and linear drive encore. They're going to have extended invincibility duration. And then for the harmonizer adjustments, says that we have added sidestep cancellation for weapon action cancellation timing for harmonizer normal attacks when attacking by holding down the button. Updated harmonizer weapon actions to generate a period of invulnerability upon a successful guard. Pretty similar to some of the other stuff we got going. Adjusted the sound effect for successful guards for harmonizer weapon actions to make them easier to recognize. Increased potency of the harmonizer photon blast. Some photon blast changes. The following adjustments will be included to the Photon Arts. So for Fredrin riding, it added a period of invulnerability for variant attacks. And then for Wolfen Demolition and Wolfen Raid, added a forward guard point for non-variant attacks. So a little bit more quality of life for staying alive with that. And yeah, that's going to cover it all. And like I said before, don't forget to make sure you have at least your 3 characters made. You have 3 free characters. That way so you can get these in reset all skill tree passes. Everybody want to make sure that you always get a hold of those. No matter if you even want to play the character, you can always just like, with your 3 free characters, as long as you haven't made a 4th character, those 3 free slots will always be there. So like you could like make a character just temporary. You don't even have to have it as a character you care about, and you could delete it later. Just make sure you have it there so you can collect some of your goods from it for the time being. And then later on, if you want to, you can always change it up, change the name, delete it, whatever, and they'll be fine. But yeah, I just wanted to go over this, cover this, because I thought this was kind of cool. They're actually doing some changes coming up soon, and I know a lot of people like letting stuff like this just play in the background while they go about their day doing stuff around the house or whatever, just to hear somebody reading off the notes instead of actually like going and looking through them all on their own. And yeah, just let me know below what you all think about this stuff. Do you all think these are some good changes? Do you think they're bad? What more changes would you all like to see happening? Yeah, I'm really surprised in particular about like Gunner not getting any damage done for the twin machine guns, as well as the double saber didn't get any damage added to it either. Like I figured both those weapons is gonna get a little boost at least. And same thing with the bow for the braver. I thought the bow would get some love too. But yeah, that was just my opinion. Like I said, I don't play these classes an awful lot myself anyways. I just hear other people talk about different things when it comes to them. And I see like various time attack videos getting posted for Purple Kavaris and whatnot. And some things kind of make more sense than others for me. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Y'all have a good one.